Hey Aries-taurus, welcome into your 2026 yearly forecast mini oracle reading here at Cusp of Roses. My name is Gabrielle. For anybody new here, welcome in. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back, my loves. And special shout out to all my channel members tuning into this message early and ad-free. I love you all so very much, and I thank you for your love and support. It truly means the world to me. If you want to become a member of the channel for exclusive viewer perks and so much more, you can join at the button next to subscribe if you see it below this video, or click the link in my description box below. It'll take you to the same page where you can overview the member tiers and join where you feel comfortable. In the meantime here, Aries-taurus, let's talk about 2026. Okay. I feel, and what I was sensing in the meditation is that there's peace that needs to be made with the home. Okay. It feels like this is a year of accepting what was so that something new can be. It seems like your connection or relationship with maybe not even just your home, but maybe even your culture or where you come from, what's even rooted in you, something about the root chakra could be very significant for you this year, 2026. But it seems like any part of yourself that was resisting or doing its best to try to discredit, disconnect, disown a part of your past can no longer actually happen here in 2026, okay? So again, this is a year of full acceptance for you. I also feel like there might be some unknowns, some blank spaces, some things that you weren't aware of that you might come into awareness around when it comes to your past. But that's only happening so, again, you can find some sort of justice or some sort of, again, just acceptance, where you're no longer fighting your past or trying to hide it or trying to run from it or looking at it in a way that makes you want to separate from it. It's embracing it as a part of who you are and a part of your story, but it doesn't tell the whole story, right? Maybe there's even a little bit of shame I'm kind of sensing now. Being ashamed of where you've come from, how you grew up, or whatever the case may be, whatever you were rooted in. Looking at it with compassion, looking at it from a space of understanding, comfort, so that you can, again, no longer resist and fall into acceptance, and maybe even be more comfortable with allowing that phase or those times or those chapters of your life to be. Without, again, I almost feel like without wanting to erase them and try to hide them, because it's almost like someone here in this energy could be wishing it was different, which again, very normal, very natural, very human, but also missing why it was the way it was. And getting to that why, Aries-taurus, is what will help you better understand your purpose, better understand maybe what the divine, what the universe has you here incarnated in this time for. It seems like you might be finding a sense of direction in your life from parts of your past that you've either hid from or that have even been hidden from you. Okay? That's what I'm channeling here for you in 2026, Aries-taurus. But let's get this month by month overview. Show me January. show me January for Aries, Taurus. Creativity. Okay. Okay. So, start of the year, you might be feeling like you're getting a lot of ideas. You have all these things that you want to get done, all these things you want to explore, move forward with, make happen. Okay, got that Mars influence. Yeah, there's some real power there for you in January. So that might even be a good time for you to spark off or kick off any sort of creative endeavors that you have. Okay, get into some sort of creative practice that you've been wanting to explore or learn more about. Okay, a lot of learning. A lot of learning in January. Okay, show me February. Confidence. All right, that is when Saturn and Neptune will have a conjunction at 0 degrees of Aries, which kicks off a whole new energetic cycle for the collective to experience and navigate through. But it seems like it brings in a lot of depth to you, depth to your awareness of yourself. With that Neptune in Aries, it's a lot of spiritual integration with the embodied sense of self. Feeling maybe very confident about who you are, what's going on in your world, what you're trying to make happen, feeling like it's tangible for you, feeling like you're there, it's happening, it's moving. Okay, a lot of movement this year too. You might move around or you might change homes or cities. Okay, but there's confidence in February, which is awesome to see. Show me March 2026. Ooh, okay, I'm not taking reversals in this reading, but success. Flipping out in reverse though. Although you might have the confidence in this creativity, you might not necessarily see the results that you might be looking for right away. Okay, feels like March might even be a more strategic month for you to really better understand what success you're looking for. And keep in mind that whatever creative flow you might have or whatever ideas you get here, Aries, Taurus, not everything has to be made for consumption. Not everything has to be given away. Not everything has to be for the masses or for the market. Or some things you can just create for yourself just because you love to. Okay? Some things can be held sacred. So maybe that's why success kind of flipped out in reverse. Whatever this creative flow is, it might just need to be personal to you. Not for the world eye or the eyes of the world, but just for your own. Just consider that, okay? You do what you want to do, but just consider that with whatever this flow is, because it feels like it's something that's for you. And I think too, when we get into creative energy, we often think, or we've been conditioned to believe that, again, it has to be shared and you got to go make that and, you know, price it and put it here and build that model and do this and do all of that. And that sometimes isn't necessary, maybe even just right away. Not that it might not turn into something that you can build success from or have success from, but maybe it's in its early stages here, Aries, Taurus, and it's okay to work on it and build it and grow it and change it and shift it and engage with it and connect with it in a more intimate sense. Okay, so it's yeah, for your eyes only is what I just heard. For your eyes only for right now. Okay, show me April. Comfort back out here. Yeah, whatever this creative flow, it feels like it's stemming from an enlightenment that you're going through, or you might go through, or might be headed into in 2026. It's sparking some sort of energy for you that you're meant to use in a certain way. Okay? Again, I feel like it's to make you feel good. You find comfort, okay? As opposed to burning yourself out to try to make it for the world or make it for a community or, again, for public consumption. There's something about that. Knowing what to keep sacred, Aries Taurus, could be a learning curve for you here in 2026. Okay, show me May. What's May looking like? And April's your birthday time too, so you might be feeling very, very solid again within the self, very comfortable, very happy. Okay? But in May, there's faith that gets involved. Okay? So something maybe about your 9th house could be active in May. And maybe that's where this creativity is kind of stemming from, again, that enlightenment. It's to serve the increase or the expansion of your faith. It's to serve you, Aries Taurus. I don't know why I keep wanting to go back to that. It's to serve you. Clarified June. Yeah, energy. It's to serve and support your energy. And having those creative practices, whether you monetize them or not, is important, yeah, absolutely, for the self. Surrender at the bottom of the deck. It can still be successful even if it serves the purpose of comfort for you. Even if it's just cathartic. Again, doesn't have to have any monetization towards it. Doesn't have to be capitalized on. It can just be for you. Maybe this is about finding balance with your own relationship with self. Here, Aries Taurus. What do you do for you? How are you your own best friend, your own lover? Maybe that's the focus, or that could become very important for you to develop and create. Okay, let's talk about July. Show me July. Okay, death. Something definitely changes here. Now, in July, we have our lunar node shift, okay? The north node shifts from Pisces to Aquarius. South node shifts from Virgo to Leo. Or if you follow Vedic astrology, it's already been in Aquarius and Leo, and it's moving into Capricorn and Cancer, okay? So some of that energy might be relevant to you in your natal chart. The natal chart calculators are always in the description box below every video on my channel. So check those out if you need to learn more. But death in July. It's the end. Okay. It's an end of something. Whatever that part of you that, again, maybe needs to have a little bit of healing, needs to be in the intimate spaces of your awareness. Okay? Needs whatever that creative flow is that finds you in January, whatever that practice. It feels like a practice. Okay? So something you return to repetitively, or something that you might be growing a skill set in. Death is feeling like, again, those parts of the past that maybe were hidden, that were being ran away from, that part of you that could no longer, that couldn't sit with it, that couldn't accept it, or again, maybe didn't even know or wasn't aware of it, dies. Death could also be that death of innocence. The death of one reality, of thinking something and then stepping into something else. Because I'm getting this vibe here where it's like, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know those things were going on, or I didn't know that's what was happening behind the scenes. From your point of view, it looked like this. So you might have internalized it that way, or thought of it that way, or built a narrative around something based off of that perception. But now that your perception is shifting, or now that you're older, or now that you're wiser, or that you have more experience, something looks different. It feels like a death of innocence. It feels like you might have been looking at something, again, from your own space of innocence, but coming into the awareness of what was really happening kills that ability to look at it the same. Okay? So show me August for Aries Taurus. What does August look like? Fear. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So now that narrative or that belief or that perspective or view of whatever this is for you, Aries Taurus, can no longer be. Yeah, you're being called to cleanse and let that go. What's on the other side of that could trigger you a little bit. It does feel like a trigger. Okay? Because it's like you can no longer return to what has died, what has transformed. So then what will be is still maybe a mystery, or still a little unknown, or not structured, or not fleshed out. You might be called to explore the unknown a little bit, or to do something that might feel a bit risky, or something that, again, maybe doesn't necessarily bring you comfort, or is comfortable for you, something new. Yeah, but on the other side of that fear is your happiness. So, okay. I almost feel like there might be important conversations you need to have, Aries Taurus, now that this awareness is finding you, or now that you're integrating a little bit more with your soul frequency, which is very different than your spirit frequency, okay? It might force you to face something here, or face someone. Okay, show me September. What does September look like for Aries Taurus? Overall energy for September. Caution, yeah. And this might be new for you. I don't know. For whatever reason, I'm kind of getting this could be the first time where you actually feel hesitant. That Aries energy keeps you very horns forward, right? Do now, act now, ask questions later kind of a vibe. But the beauty of being in that transitional Aries Taurus energy is you do get a little bit of that grounded, a little bit more of that slower pace of Taurus. And it feels like that's what's kicking in here in the second half of the year. Now that this change has happened, now that something's transformed, now that something no longer is, now you have to slowly step your way into the future, or slowly step your way into some sort of newness. Okay? So be mindful that you're not forcing things here. Come September, you're going to need to slow down and use caution, use discernment where you maybe normally wouldn't, Aries Taurus, okay? Show me October. Reflection, yeah. You got to think about something very deeply. Yeah, again, it feels kind of like a trigger, okay? Something could trigger an old fear of yours, or something that you've been holding in fear in your subconscious that, again, you might be ready to face, ready to meet, ready to learn more about, honestly. Where did that fear come from? Why are you afraid of this? What is that? Okay, so your curiosity, should you choose to use it, could definitely lead you into a lot of beautiful self-development here, Aries Taurus. Getting into a deeper understanding of, again, who you are, who you want to be, where you're headed. Again, even those like existential questions. Why am I here? What's the whole purpose? What does it all mean? You might be getting a little bit more clarity about that in 2026, okay? Show me November 2026 for Aries Taurus. Flow in reverse though. Okay. Yeah, I just heard change directions. This could be a bit of a pivot month for you. Maybe where you thought you wanted to go, you choose a new route, or you go a new direction, or something might not feel the same by this time of the year. And that could definitely be frustration or frustrating for you, but it almost feels like it's because you've taken on a new shape and a new form. So what used to be comfortable spaces for you might get uncomfortable, and that is a big collective energy that we're going to be experiencing in 2026. It feels like we're going to have to start making definitive stances on, again, what we stand for, what we're about, what we believe, who we are, what we want the world to look like. That pressure to do that is coming from that Neptune in Aries energy. Definitely even Saturn in Aries as well. So again, that conjunction is going to be very important. But something might not flow the same way that it did, but that's what's supposed to be happening. It's more of a sign that you shifted as opposed to something being wrong, Aries Taurus. Keep that in mind, okay? Keep that in mind. Show me December 2026 for Aries Taurus energy. Space. Yeah. You might find yourself a little bit of kind of like an avoid energy. Yeah, determination here, okay? A bit of a void, which again feels right like where you need to be. This could also be you getting comfortable with not having all the answers. Not that you've ever really needed all the answers to do anything, Aries Taurus, but it does seem like there's a perspective shift, a paradigm shift, maybe even like a hangman moment, enlightenment that you go through in 2026 that brings about a slower, definitely more cautious, more concerned version of yourself. And it's almost like the divine is saying, just sit there, just sit in that energy. It could be uncomfortable, but the more you get comfortable with it, the more prepared you might be for what's to come in the next few years here. Okay, Aries Taurus? All right, I'm going to leave it there. I really do hope that this message brings some sort of clarity, confirmation, or guidance that you might need throughout 2026. If you would like your own yearly forecast, you can book that at my website, cuspofroses.store. We'll pull 12 cards overall energy, and then I'll get into the details with tarot for each month. That's what that personal will look like. So if you're interested, that's linked in the description box below. Definitely shop your cusp merch on the store as well, Aries Taurus. That's also linked in the description box. And if you've made it this far in the message, please make sure you're subscribed to the channel so I can pick up on your energy in future readings. And definitely check out those memberships, okay? Again, I'd love to have you on the more intimate side of this channel. We do a lot of beautiful work over there. But until then, Aries Taurus, I wish you a wonderful year. Sending you a lot of love. And I'll catch you in our next reading. Namaste.